checking out my little channel. What am I doing for you today? Today I am using colour, and more colour. Nice, bright, in-your-face colour. So bright, in fact, my camera struggled with the colour of the mat and it struggled to sort of, because I've got my cutting mat underneath and it's a very similar colour. It was a bit of a struggle, but that's okay. We got past that. Okay, so I am scrapbooking some very old photos. My daughter's not this small anymore, and we went to a petting zoo, and I thought this would be really cute to do a page, just a simple, straightforward. Sometimes we overcomplicate things and we try and over scrapbook, if that makes sense. Sometimes we make it all about the embellishments, and that's fine too. That, honestly, I do it too. But sometimes you just want to tell the story, and that's what I'm doing here. So I am using the magenta colour in the background. My background paper is from the Time to Relax P13 brand, and Time to Relax is the name of the paper collection, and the page I'm using is number 3. Now, I had no idea if this was going to work because these are the world's oldest rub-ons, I'm sure of it. Now, I know everyone's screaming through the video at me at the moment saying, why didn't you just do it across? I didn't want all the wonky, I wanted to sort of create a bit of wonkiness, so I didn't want the lines to just go straight across. And to be quite honest, I didn't even know if these rub-ons were going to work. So, but they do. These rub-ons are about 15 years old. They still work in a treat. Admittingly, they have not been exposed to sunlight. They have not been exposed to moisture or excessive heat, even though I'm in Queensland. So they work to treat. Normally I'd use my sewing machine, but I'm trying to get in my stash a little bit more and using up what I've got. And I love these. I bought these because I wanted a sewing look years and years, way before people were actually sewing on layouts. And yeah, it worked a treat. So what else can I tell you? All I'm trying to do is a simple, now I do put these here purely to use them. And the way I had my layout worked out in my head, I didn't know if you'd even be able to see them. And it turns out, there you go. I've worked out what's wrong with my camera. Oh dear. Do you guys do that sometimes? Like, you just, yeah. So I fussy cut some of the, when I went to buy this, there was no ephemera packs left. So from my supplier that I get these from, which was Craft Online, which was very unusual that they didn't have the pack at the time. So I bought the 6x6 pack and I bought the 12x12 collection and some stickers and some banners. And I figured I'll just fussy cut what I want when I want it. So, like I said, that's me just bending the edges up a little bit. I know when they go back in the album, you know, they'll squash down a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, I'm trying to see if look, there you go. You can't even see that bit of rub-on that I put on there. But see how the lines, they don't go straight across. You can see they either go wonky or something. I didn't want them even. I don't know if that frustrates you. Normally, it would frustrate me. But because I did it intentionally, yeah. Normally I line everything up. If it's going to be a straight on, everything's got to be straight, or everything can be wonky. And because I put the photos wonky, it opened up to being able to be used that way. So, on the back of this pack where I was cutting out, there's some of these little wooden window frames, and because we're at a farm, I thought yeah, that would work. Because a lot of the fencing was actually wood, so that worked well. And this was in the summertime. It was like spring, I think. Spring going into summer. So, yeah. I was going to call... I was actually going to call this layout Little Pig... Uh, Little Pig... Oh, no, what was I going to call it? Little Pig went to market or something like that. And my daughter said, "You can't call it that." And then I realised, whoops, no. Little pigs are not going to market. These are happy little farm pigs. And, yeah, it was really good. So I'm just showing you the embroidery floss that I tied to the top of this teeny tiny little flat tag. It was so tiny. And it was so cute. I thought, you know what? That would actually really work on here. Now, you remember I said to you that I had really old rub-ons? Well, while I was in there, I thought, aha, I'll call this summertime. Or summer fun. Or summer sun. Or something summery. Something bright. And guess what? These ones are making memories. I don't even know if they still make rub-ons. But, boy, did I struggle. The regret was very real at this point because these ones did not want to stick. But I persevered. No one can ever accuse Karen of not persevering with something. When it comes to craft, I will keep going. The main reason I kept going, what on earth would I have put down there that didn't look like an add-on? I've no idea. But I got it on there. And then I thought, summer? Okay, sun, here you go. So this is out of the same pack. I do believe I need to throw these ones out now because they're just, unfortunately, I haven't used them. Because do you have supplies like that? Do you have supplies that you buy because you go, man, that would be awesome. I could use that on, finish this sentence, and then you don't ever pull it out again. My rub-ons are like that. So I'm going to endeavour to use some of my rub-ons over the next couple of videos because I think they need to be used. Like I said, these have been hanging around for like 15 years. So now I'm looking at this. I am not, before we keep going, I will let you know, hats off to the ladies that can do a scrapbook page using ephemera that is not related or has a size variance. If you have a look now, I've just put a plant in a pot on that white box. Never can I ever do that because it messes with my head if the size ratios are out. You know, like if you put a car on there and it's really tiny and then you put a beach ball and it's really big, that just messes with my head. I can't do that. I literally went out of my comfort zone on this one, and this is what I did. I committed to putting this little tiny pot, because it worked really well, on that with the tag. It looked really good. The flowers across the bottom are much larger, but I think I pulled it off. Do you think I pulled it off? I think I did. Okay, so the stamp pad that I'm using at the moment, it is a pink Paisley stamp. It's a new one that I've just received. It's new to me. It might have been around for a billion years, but for me, it's new. So I'm using the Lucky Us stamp set, pink Paisley. just all I wanted was the heart, and that's Dusty Concord, the ink that I'm using. So I'm just doing it off camera there, but I just wanted to put a couple of little hearts. That is the juiciest. Oh, I love how that stamp goes on. Wow, that was so good. Some of these ink pads are really, really, really juicy. It's so good. I love them. You can see just a little bit of how I store them. I make my own storage containers and stuff. So I've got 3 of those that just left out of shot. Got 3 of those. They're all stacked up. And it's got all my inks in colour order in them. And boy, it makes me happy. Happy, happy, happy. I love it. So before we get to the very end here, I would love to have you guys subscribe. If you're back and you've come back from watching a previous video, thank you. Thank you so, so much for returning. And this week I'm asking people to, if you could tell one friend or one person to come over and check out my channel, I would be so appreciative. Just one person. I would really appreciate it. I'm literally putting up a minimum of 2 videos a week. This week I am planning on doing 3 or 4. Just to get out there what my style is. My style varies depending what mood I'm in, but I love everything from florals through to shapes, different textures, mixed media, all that sort of stuff. Look how juicy that is. Okay, so what I'm doing now, other than being a squirrel, okay, so what I'm doing is, you can see that on this paper there's a little bit of texture. There's a little bit of, not texture, bleh. There's some writing, and it's colour on colour. So I didn't want to add white, which you would reach for to put white splatters on it. I don't always do the splattery thing, but what I thought I could do is, if I used some of this Dusty Concord, that way it's matching the hearts and it's pulling the dark purple out of the flowers, and just to add a little bit more in the background so it's not such a flat colour. And it worked beautifully. It looks great. It really does. It just makes it not quite so flat. And that's about it. So if you would love to, please like and subscribe, or at least subscribe. I would really, truly appreciate that. Oh, the white pen I'm using is my Uniball Signo pen in white. I get mine from Officeworks. They're quite cheap, $11 for 3. So, yeah. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all again soon. Thanks. Bye.